Here, and the software, I'll open it soon on Zero. When we open it, we can pick ladder or FBD. Have you seen that in the menu? This is FBD, okay? So FBD is used a bit. It's got some advantages, it's got some disadvantages. Generally, once a program gets quite big, it gets quite messy. But we'll talk about that when we have a look at some samples, okay? So with a function block diagram, I just have blocks, okay? This might be and this might be a some kind of, what other blocks what we might have? A timer, and we might have a counter, and we might have some outputs here, okay? A lamp and a motor. Over here, have some inputs. This might be a switch and a I-beam. Okay, like an I-beam. So what does function blocks look like? What it does is you just kind of wire it up. You put stuff in, and you might have another thing here. And then you start a counter, and you might start a counter and a timer, and then you have the outputs, and you might put an OR here. The counter's on, or the timer's on, and then you might put the lamp on, and this motor output might come straight off here, but it also might come off a timer as well. So you put all your blocks in, and then you start building your logic like that way, okay? You can have a play around with a ladder when you open it up. What happens is it's quite good. We can get some really long ladder code, and we can put in one little block, which makes it nice and compact, okay? But the problem is, when we use it, it always starts really well, but then we have to put more blocks in, and it starts to get kind of wild and messy, okay? That's probably the feedback most people working on function blocks. Starts off well, yeah, this is going to be good, I'll do it in function blocks, it's going to be a lot quicker. But then you realise as you have to add more and more bits, you start to think, God, I wish I'd done it in a ladder, okay? That's how I feel about it. So function block, we'll open up, we'll have a look at it later. But inputs, outputs, and we'll just use blocks. Function block, right? I'll just write a couple of notes down here, just check what I said about it, just make sure. Okay, disadvantages, advantages. Good for some tasks, like motors, and repetitive tasks. Can reduce complex code to one block. Okay, so you can get all this really complex code and you just put one block instead of it. Disadvantage. Okay, can get really busy as you want everything on one image. Okay, what happens with this, you tend not to want to scroll up and down, so you try and keep everything on the one image, and that's where it can get busy, okay? So that's a disadvantage. So there's some good things about it, and there's some bad things about it. Is it used? Yeah, it's used a bit, eh? Not as much as ladder, okay? Function block. Right, next one we look at. We've looked at 3. We've looked at instruction list. We've looked at ladder. I said there's 5. We looked at function block. Next one we are going to do. Hey, let's have another one. I'd like the one up, eh? But have a look at one on Zilio. It's even better. So you can kind of recognize. Give me a second. I'll have it up. Have a look at that. I'll put the screen down. This is a function block diagram. This one's been done at Zilio, which you can do at the moment with these PLCs and that software. So no ladders in Zilio. We still have our outputs on there. We've got 2 outputs here, and we've got 3 inputs, and then we've used a NOT gate, I can't see what that is. It's some kind of timer. Another NOT gate, an OR, an AND, and an AND. And they've got pressure switch maybe, trip, I don't know. But anyway, we wire it all up. This is running at the moment, I think, because this line is on. See, the red's on and the blue's off. Function block. We might do a session, we might do a little, maybe some traffic lights using function block, eh? We'll do that in a couple of weeks and we'll see how it works, see what you think of it. Okay, let's go on and we're going to look at structured text. I'll get rid of this, structured text. Take this up, clean up, blank on. Push this one up. These boards anyway. Number system. That was from a long time ago. I'll do it down here actually. Structured text. This is number 4. ST. Structured text. This looks a lot like this. Who see that kind of stuff? Is there anyone work with software? What's it? Okay. It's just kind of like C or Pascal, okay? So it's written in a software language. So, what's that? C++, all that kind of stuff. Structured text kind of like a mixture of them all, okay? So we can write the code in software, okay? Why would we do that? Me personally, I wouldn't go that route because my background's wiring. I can see it. I'm a visual kind of person. But if you're a young person, you've grown up coding and all that, they look at ladder and that and they think, I can do that in 2 seconds. Okay? And they can build this code and they can do some really powerful stuff. Really short, really simple. They can read it, they can understand it. But for a lot of other people, it's not so readable. Okay? So structured text is out there. Definitely for people in the software thing. One of the problems is it makes it very hard for other people across the board to fault find or come along and work on that machine, okay? So it's very limited in that respect. Does that make sense? So it's got some really good points about it, but one of the big disadvantages, it's a real barrier to other people working on the code and all that, okay? Or fault finding or working with it. So it can do advantages. It can do some powerful stuff quickly, I guess is a good way of saying it. You know, we might write loads and loads of ladders trying to do this thing, and they can just write it in a few sentences. One of the big disadvantages, though, is not widely understood. I've got some notes here. I wrote down a couple of other things last night. And online editing is very hard. Okay, what that means is if the machine's running and you try and do some changes while it's running, which is sometimes we do, we can do some online changes. It's very hard to do in this. Later we can change things in other languages. Okay, it's not widely understood. Hard to fault find. Okay, but it's powerful. It can do mathematical stuff. Things like arrays and stacks and compares. It does all that kind of stuff very well. Good example is you guys just beeping in now with your card, getting that data into some software, comparing it against a list of students, and then turning on some lights for him. That we could do that in later. It would be quite complex. You could do that with a couple of statements in here. Okay, you can look at the file, do a compare. That's fourth language. The last one, flowcharts. We'll do here. Oh, let's look at some of this. Let's look at each one as we go. Areas, stacks, compare. Okay, here's an example of some structured text being used in a PLC, okay? I just did a quick search on Google and it came up with this block. Just some for loops, using some arrays and some, what are they doing? They're doing it from 1 to 10, so they're going to repeat a loop 10 times, they're going to compare it to an array, and then they're going to end off. So they're doing something that would take a lot of repetitive stuff in ladder. They're doing it just in a couple of statements, okay? They're going to go into a loop, compare it 10 times, have a look at some data, and come up with a solution if, I don't know what this statement here means. You'd have to look at the code further up. And then there'll be a maximum in, I'm not sure yet. Does anyone use this kind of code? Does anyone work with microcontrollers or software or anything? Okay. A lot of this coding now, microprocessors, software and all that, is AI is doing a lot of that work, okay? So you could actually go into AI and say, I want to do this in structured text on a PLC and let AI generate the code and have a look at it. It's a good way to hit the ground running and get started. Just build it up slowly. So you may want to play around if you want, but yeah, AI is very helpful for stuff like that. Okay, sequential function charts or sequential flow chart. Let's get rid of this. So I go blank and screen up. Sequential functions. Okay, some people say function, some people say flow. It's the same thing, okay? SFC, the languages. And that looks kind of like okay, let's look at this. It's like a decision chart. Have you seen these kind of flow charts before? You make a decision and it flows around, okay? This is what sequential, so we can program our PLC in there. That might be good for maybe something not sequential. Yeah, I just wanted the traffic lights. We might be able to do something like this, okay? Just keep it rotating around. You come to these decisions, yes, no, do this, do that, come back out, loop back around. So it's a flow chart. Flow chart. Let's have a look at it on here. So I'll find some examples. Here's one I just found now. You can see one there. See, we just use blocks. Each block's a command. We can make a block fairly big, and it steps and transitions. Each of these can be a major function. Okay, so that's where it's very powerful. We can compress a lot of data into one little flow chart and have it on the screen there. Let's have a look at the advantage and disadvantage. I'm going to take this off. So I go blank on. I get the hang of this now. Advantages. Okay. Advantages. Lots of code can be shrunk into one block. What else is good about it? It's good for, that's kind of like a disadvantage. Okay. Can be faster to design. So when you're designing, you just lay it down on a bit of paper and then you build each block, okay? So you can put it together quite quick, something quite complex. Disadvantage, only good for flowy, repetitive tasks, okay? So it's really good for things that just loop repetitively, okay? Like a conveyor system or a factory automation system. It's good for those kind of things where you can just go into a loop and just, yeah. 5 languages. Here's the deal, I've just touched on them. I'm going to put up a assignment. Shall we have a look at it now? Have a look at the assignment. And I want you guys to go away and do a little bit more research. Just dig a little deeper, okay? We've talked about it. We've talked about the 5 languages. And let's find assessment. It's going to look like. Okay, let's have a look at this. This is an old one. I don't know if it's called assignment 5, but anyway, it's going to be the same thing. It's an online assessment. It's not using Moodle, okay? It goes off to a Google form. It uses a form and it falls into a spreadsheet, which makes it easier for me to mark. That's what I do. It's all about me. Okay, first name, last name, student ID. Easy questions. Should get full marks for those. This is what you got to do. There are 5 languages identified. Later, you need to identify the other 4. Each one, you're going to compare each language to ladder. That's your task, okay? Compare the language to ladder. Comment on where the language would be applied. Where you think, what industry would they use that particular language? Okay, so each one. The first one is FBD. You just got to write down what FBD is. Compare the language to ladder and whereabouts you think a good use for that language would be. Okay, and then you go down and you do the next language and the next one. And it's not too hard, and you've got 5 of them. And make sure you drop all your references into here as you're doing it. Just drop your references in. Okay, should be nice and simple. Then you just submit. You don't have to submit it. You go, did that go through? And then you panic. It went through. But when you panic, email me and I have a look. I go, it went through. Okay? So if you're not sure, just send me an email. I can check that I got it. Okay? Unfortunately, you don't receive anything back saying it went through. Okay. That's your task to do. I want us to do that this week. And I want to have it marked. Hang on, let's look at the marking. I'll just turn this off for a second. And because that's important, because I will I'll have the marking rubrics. I'll make that available. I'll just tweak it a little bit, okay? So before you do it, have a look at the rubrics and you can see where your marks come from, okay? So that's important as you're doing it. I'll put that, I'll make that available, and then we've got to come up with a time. What did we do last week for this last session? When did we open it? Can you guys remember? On what day?
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Okay. 10 p.m. was it?
10 a.m. open.
Open, was it? Oh, that's because we had to cut the class in half, eh? Okay. Let's make it midday.
Yeah.
Today. And we'll close. I want to mark it Monday, so Sunday, midnight.
Yeah.
So good? There's no time limit on it, okay? So just open up, do it sometimes, but you got till Sunday midnight. And I'll make it turn on about midday today. It might be about 1 o'clock actually by the time I sort it out, okay? Have a look for it, and I'll make that available. I'll make the rubrics available, and just go in sometime between now and Sunday midnight, okay? And just fill it in and drop it in. That's another task for me to put on here, okay? On my list. One p.m. till Sunday midnight. Okay, cool. I've got a couple other things to do, and I want us to actually do some. I want us to work on PLCs. So what I want us to do is I want us to clear out of this room. We'll go downstairs to that better room. Sound good? Here's a motor. Okay, let's look at this paint mixer and we'll talk about building some code for it. I've got three things of paint up high. Red, blue, yellow. Got 3 valves. That makes sense, eh? So we can open it. And then we've got a tank here. It's got a motor with a mixer on it. Mix it up, okay? And it's also got a float switch. So there's a switch there, so when it's empty and it slowly fills up, float switch comes up and then it goes click and it's full, okay? So we can put the paint in, fill up when it's full, and then it'll mix, eh? And then it's got a valve for the out, okay? And then into the can. So if I wanted green paint, I'd go, blue and yellow, wouldn't I? And I'd go in there, mix it all up in green paint. Let's look at our inputs and outputs. That's what you got to know first, eh? Inputs and outputs. These are crap, these markers. This one here, or is it the board? Probably the board. Okay. I'll use the blue. Input, 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 input. Input, output. Are there any inputs? Can you guys see any inputs at all? Electrical inputs. Is there any? We probably need some, eh? Let's also have a on, off,
Stop.
and
Stop.
and who's have it on and off, eh? Let's have this. We'll have green, purple,
Yellow.
orange. And stop. Is that alright? Green, purple, orange, and stop. I'll write these down. Green, purple, orange, stop. Okay. So I've seen 4 inputs already, eh? So I can write them up. What are the inputs? Green button. Purple button. Orange. Stop. Okay. Any other inputs? There's one other input there. What is it? What is it? This one here, isn't it? The float switch. When it comes around, when the float switch comes up, click. Float switch. Are there any others? Motor, is that input or output? What do you reckon? Motor's input or output? Output, yeah, we turn it on, eh? So let's put that on the output side. Motor, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 valves. Is that right? They're all outputs, eh? We'll turn them on and off. Valve 1, 2, 3, 4. This valve I'm going to call red, blue, yellow, and I'll call that out. It'll just make more sense when I'm reading it in my code, okay? Rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's give it some numbers. Outputs are called, what are they called in our code? The Y's, are they? Can't remember now. O's and I's. So we'll call this one O, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll call this I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, it doesn't matter what order, but we just grab them, okay? That's the first thing when we do a PLC, we recognise all our inputs and outputs. And now we need a statement. So, statement is this. These markers are shit with bullshit. A different one. Let's write the statement here. Okay. When G button pressed, these are all momentary. You know what I mean by momentary?
Press on.
Just like that, eh? It's not a switch on, off, it's just a press. So press to start, momentary, okay? When G button pressed, what's going to happen?
Blue and yellow.
Yeah. Valve 1 and valve 2 open. They'll stay open until when?
The float switch.
Yeah, you got it. Yep. Until float switch
Activates.
on. Yep. Okay. Then we're going to wait. Wait 1 second. Let it fill up. Okay. So both of them are going to come on. We're going to squirt in. It's going to fill up, and then we're going to wait 1 second. Then what are we going to do?
Float switch is on.
Turn the mixer on, eh? Yep. Mix on for 3 seconds. Okay? Give it a good mix, 3 seconds. Stop mixer. Oh, it kind of says that, eh? And then you're going to open valve. Now do that 5 times. So this is what happens. Once it's all mixed up, so we're happy with us all here, mix for 3 seconds, you're going to stop the mixer. Well, let's stop the mixer for 1 second. Stop mixer. Mixer on for 3 seconds and then stop. That's right, and then stop. Wait 1 second. And then you're going to open this valve like this. Psh, 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 psh. You're going to do that 5 times because he's going to be a guy standing here with cans. He's going to put it under there. Psh. He's going to put the lid on. He's going to grab another can, okay? Psh, psh. He's going to do it 5 times and that's his box because he fits 5 in a box. It'll be a funny shaped box. But anyway, that's what we decided. Okay, let's do 4 times. Because then you'd have a box with 4 cans of paint, eh? Yep. Okay. We'll get that going, and then we'll think about these other ones, okay? And whenever we build anything with a PLC, just build a little bit. Just build this little bit, test it, run it, test it, okay? And then do the next bit, and then do the next bit. I think we're up for this. What we're going to do is we're going to help each other, we're going to talk about it, we're going to get it going. You've probably got some ideas already. First start. Put this in here and we'll work away with this and everyone will have a different solution, which is kind of good, eh? So just see if you can unpack it and have a think about it. And hey, there may be some problems we haven't even found yet, but we'll unpack them as we go and we'll sort them out, okay? There's no right or wrong answers. It's all about just getting down and just building some code, eh? And seeing what other people are doing. There we go. First thing you're going to open Zelio. And just before you open it, just before you click on ladder, you might want to click on F. Just take note that you can go ladder or FBD. We're obviously going to use ladder, okay? But you could use FBD in the Zelio software. Paint mixer. That's hard to read that, eh? From way back here. Five inputs, 5 outputs. Label them up first. Give them really good labels so you know what they are when you're looking at the code. And that always helps. If you spend a little bit of time on your labels, get them right. What's this here? Oh, that's a battery. It's a small lithium ion or something, is it?
Oh, I was going to ask you, it's actually a microphone. Would you be able to put it on next time you talk?
Okay, yep.
I've been meaning to ask you. I keep forgetting.
Oh, we don't ladder it.
Me too.
Hey, well, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's all I'm paying $3. We'll just stick with $3.
Hey, you guys that peeked in upstairs probably didn't register because I think we're timetable for this room now, eh?
Yeah.
Is that right?
That can work, please.
It worked. There's a Bluetooth here or beeping again maybe. I'll check on here for you guys. Today is the 20th, eh? Yeah, 20th, eh? Where are you? We go here. So beep in here, if you've got any problems, I've got seats open at the moment, yell out and I'll log you in. You guys all got into seats alright? Everyone's happy? I can log you in if you want.
What was the Celio stuff module we used?
CEOs.
Yeah, what? Put it down?
What model?
Yeah.
When we were just playing around with software like this, doesn't matter because we're not going to download it, but just give them the habit of clicking on there. Yep.
Yeah.
Go to the top one.
And this one?
Yep. And then when you go next, or you go for the third one down, and then the trick is you've got to push add there.
And
Next.
Yeah, next, and then you'll sort it.
okay, cool.
And then so you can go FBD or later, but we're going to use later.
Yeah.
So we talked about later. So you start loading yours in, you're going to just load your IO in first? Now do that. Just go into the bottom corner, click on the I. Yeah, and you're going to start loading in all your inputs. So go label them first, so go onto the I.
Okay.
And just go into the box and label input 1 is going to be the green button. Label them all up. Label all your inputs and then do the same. Go to your O's and do your outputs. So you're going to have 5 inputs, 5 outputs. And then when you drag them on, they've got labels on them. So it's clear what you're doing. There you're getting on your starter on side. Like straight into the time that's happening. So just build a little bit, just build a little feature, test it, get it going, and then add and add and add. And talk to each other, help each other out. There you guys getting on, alright? You're listing up your IOs, nice. You've already started
What color is purple mixed?
purple, blue, and red. Blue and red, yep, purple. Blue and red.
Does that say float switch?
Float switch, right here. So what's going to happen is as this falls in,
Yeah.
it's going to click off, so float switch, yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure what did that, what was
Fill up and go click when it's full. So we're going to fill it up until the float switch comes on. green button press valve 1 and valve 2 open, and it's going to keep going until that float switch comes on. Cut them off.
I'll ask you about how it works. So we wanna
Just work on the first one.
so we click G.
Yep.
Is that motor run?
No, just no, press G. The first thing that happens
Yeah.
is yellow and blue valves open.
So press G so 1 and 2 open.
2 and 3 was it? Yeah, 2 of them open. They go into the tank, and those valves will keep going until the float switch on the page, and then it'll stop. Just get that line going, try that, and then take the next steps. You step through it one at a time.
control after you press the G button.
Yep.
1 second and the water will run.
No, you press the G button.
And the flow,
The blue and yellow just keeps going in and forever. That's the first one. Blue and yellow just going. You've got blue and yellow and green button. Nice.
How do they stop?
They start right. Yeah, put that there. Make that.
How it's going to be full?
So,
How it's going to be full tank?
because of those components, you're going to fill up.
Yeah, but how do they know? Because it's going to have very
So what's happening is blue and yellow going to open. They're going to pull into here. Blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow. Stop. Yep.
but they
The paint is blue. Blue paint and yellow paint.
but
It's a close switch.
I get this one will be full.
These ones. Just the front switch. So you got blue and yellow, right?
Yep.
These are full.
Yep.
This is empty. You got a float switch there.
It's gonna start until it touches this one.
Yeah, so this is going to fill up. It's going to slowly fill up. And eventually, these will be empty down here. And this will be full. The float switch will go stop. That's right.
I get that one, but there's in the system, this one, no.
No, there's no indicator at all. These ones here are stupid.
So we just run like that.
Yep, just run like that. Yeah, we don't monitor that. They might actually go up to really big tanks. Maybe they might fill them up once a week. They might just do that manually at the start of the day, just check, fill them up. Or with
Right.
automate that.
Can I use this one?
Yeah.
This, how many do we need until it stops? Right.
Oh,
How many?
How much?
Oh.
don't know. We can set that.
Or like we can set the height.
So what we do is your float switch is, I'll show you a picture of one. Show you how float switch works. Lots of different types. The easiest ones, they're called elephant balls. See these ones here?
Yeah.
Show you one. Here's one here. So what you can do is you can just tie it. If I've got a tank, I can tie it short,
Oh.
or I can tie it long. Okay? Oh, see this works, so?
But my one doesn't have to.
So your one, you've got to hold the button.
Latch. Okay.
So it latches, and then goes, it stops.
Do I have to thumb? Because we don't know when they're gonna stop, so we just put the thumb in.
We don't need time, we just fill it up till it's full. It might take a day, it might take an hour, we don't know. It just fills up. So that's the first step, and then we'll test this and we'll make sure that's working, and then we'll look at the next step. So, yes. So that's
No one's
yeah, the blue one's the output. So you want to put, so you're going to put the green on, and then you're going to turn on yellow valve. So grab that. Yep, grab that C. Yellow, blue, it's red.
blue and green.
Yeah, that's on there. There's blue, there's yellow. Come across. Right there. That goes on. You drag that and put it on the end there, and the blue. Nice, and also the yellow, right? Turn those envelopes on. Blue, yellow, join them together. Bring your line across. So when I push that button, here's the problem. If I take my finger off, it's nice.
Should be a momentary switch.
Yeah, this is a momentary. So if you grab, I'll show you how to do that. Just leave it like that. I'll show you how to do it. If you grab, input Q3. Yes.
It's yellow.
Yep. That's the when that comes on and that comes on. So you push the button, latches.
Oh, but this ones.
So that's just our standard output here.
Yeah, that's active.
Yeah. The next one is a special one which is a flip flop.
This one.
Yeah, if you hover over it, it'll say,
This one is
set.
set and this is
And this one here, first, yeah, enter. That's a flip flop. Every time we just give it a pulse, we'll turn on and stay on.
it's like a pen.
So I push the button, turns on. I push the button, turns on.
Oh.
Push the button, turns on. Push the button, turn on. Push the button, turn on.
Not moment.
It's not momentary. Whereas this one here, push the button, push the button,
Active
active on.
yeah.
That's the subtle difference. Those other two are sets and resets. We try not to use those because we set it, it'll stay on forever until it gets a reset. Okay?
So if I wanted to use the momentary switch, I should be this one.
And we'll put our own latch in it there. When that comes on, the only problem, this is going to run forever. So what I'll get you to do is go into your inputs, grab your float switch,
Float switch.
put a float switch there, and this
Oh,
it.
yeah, float switch is good.
Float switch will show you what you're going to do about it.
Switch.
Grab that float switch. It'll work it.
Just F. Green, purple, orange, stop, float switch. Can I just undo it?
What's that?
Undo. Is there any undo?
Probably is. What is it, Command Z, is it? I want to put it up here. So it fits, show first line. It's on here, let's see if it fits this projector. Probably not. I'm guessing, probably not. Hey, I just put the first line up. We'll just have a quick talk about this. This one here, I push the green button at the top there. Push the green button, the yellow and blue valve will come on forever. So I put my float switch in the middle so that it stops, okay?
I want it close.
And I made it normally closed, okay? So then the float switch comes up, that will open that, and those two valves will stop. The other thing I do is I just grabbed one of these outputs, I didn't care which one, and I put it across my button so that I don't have to keep my finger on it, eh? So I can just push the button and walk away. Otherwise, that momentary button, my operator would have to hold it on, which we don't want. We want an automated process, okay? So I push the button, these two turn on, and then it latches itself. Or I could have used the memory there to do the same thing. I just used one of the valves. That way, when the float switch opens, the valves release, it disconnects my button, eh? So once the float switch opens, so now when the paint starts coming out of the tank, it's not going to start again automatically, okay? Because my float switch will close again, but I don't want that to fill up until I've finished filling my cans and then start another process, because I might want purple next time. So it's important it stops. So what I'll do is I'll take these out, I'll show you how it works. This is how I developed it. Take that out. Take that out, put that in there. That's what I did first. I said green button turns on the red valve, okay? But I realised that was going to run forever. So then I put a stop in it. What did I use for the stop? I used the float switch. Hey, I can also chuck this in at the same time, eh? May as well. Which is the stop button. Where is it? I'll put that there as well, okay? So now my valves are working. The problem is I've got to hold my finger on it, eh? So I can do one of two things. I can bring a memory in. That would make it latching. So now I can take my finger off. Or rather than do that, I just did this. Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. I just thought I've already got what I need there. So I just use one of these ones, yellow or blue. It doesn't matter, but I use the input to latch it, okay? That's my first bit of code. Then I test that. And then I read what does it do next, okay? That's how I step through it, okay? Build it a little bit, get it going, just build it up slowly. I'm not even thinking about timers or counters yet. I just want to get that tank full. And now I can think of the next step, which is the mixer may be coming on, eh? Yeah, I think that, yeah, the motor's the next bit, eh? So I'm going to put a pause in there for 1 second, and then I'm going to start my motor, okay? It's 10:05. Let's have a break. We're going to carry on. I just sorted out that assessment. I put that assessment up. So a couple of things. Remember, this is your Moodle course. You can get your results there, but under assessments, there's that assessment there that we talked about, okay? The languages one, and there's the marking rubrics, and it's just saying that the whole assessment has to be done before when? 24th of August, midnight. Did I get that date right? I'm no good with my calendars. 24th of Sunday, eh? Yep, Sunday midnight, okay? And when does this open here? I think it might even already be open, is it? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I thought I put a time on it, but anyway, you can just, yeah, any time now till midnight. Anyway, let's get back to this problem here. Not a problem. Solutions. Where are our solutions? Okay. So we worked out the first line of code. That will get our first statement, which was when green button pressed, valve 1 and 2 open until the float switch is on. I want to talk about this wait 1 second. Now we want the thing to pause for 1 second. So what are we going to do there? We've got to start a timer. What can we use to start the timer? Have a think what's happened. We've pushed the button. The float switch has come on. So the very last thing that's happened is what? Stop. Float switch. The float switch. So let's use the float switch to start our time, okay? Because that was the last action that happened. So have a think about that, the float switch. Get the float switch when it comes also to start a timer, and just wait 1 second with that timer and then look at the next statement. I can't remember what the next statement is. What does it do? Oh, mixer for 3 seconds, okay? Have a play around with that. I'll play around with it as well here. I'm not that good with timers, I just play around until I get it right. But I think you use a one-shot timer for 1 second and then start the motor. We want to try and achieve this. This is what's happened. The float switches come on. We want to wait 1 second and then we want to come on for 3 seconds. And this is the motor. That's what we're doing, eh? That's our next little thing to achieve, I think. Reading this. Motor on for 3 seconds. And then maybe do that again.
What if you added a blue wall to this input?
What if we added a what input?
Blue wall in input 1
A blue input.
for the second switch
For the second switch
on the diagram.
on the diagram up under here. On the ladder. Oh, why did I put that there? I'm going to talk about that because I've had quite a few questions, okay? So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to step back and we'll talk about that. Because it's got blue valve on it, it's causing some confusion. So let's just spend 2 minutes talking about that because that's a good question, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking it. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to edit my code. I'm going to take that out. Okay. I'm going to simulate and I'm going to run my code. And when I push that on, my valves come on, and when I turn this off, they go off. That's no good because this isn't an on-off switch. This is a momentary switch, remember? So when I push it, as soon as I take my finger off, the paint stops. That's no good. No good? I'm going to have to pay someone to stand there with their finger on the button. Remember, it's a press button. I don't want that, so I can put a latch in. Let's look at putting a latch in. So to put a latch in, I'll just grab this. This is just a memory, it's just inside, we don't need to wire up to it. And then I will grab that there. Now when I run it, run, I push it. I can now take my finger off the button and it keeps running because you can see that the latch has bypassed the switch. Everyone happy with how the latch works? Let's stop it and look at it again. I'll stop it by hitting that. Okay, so when I hit this button here, it powers us up, which puts us around and bypasses the switch. That's my latch. So we'll do that again. I start the switch, I stop the switch, and it's latched on. It's going to run on forever until that float switch comes off, the float switch, and then the float switch pops it off. Okay, so that's using a memory. I don't have to use a memory. Hey, that's good code, that works fine. I took a little bit of a shortcut. Instead of using the memory, I said, well, yellow and blue do exactly what this does anyway, don't they? All three of them do exactly the same thing. So instead of using this, I just grabbed, why did I do it? Oh, I was just being lazy, okay? I just grabbed one of these two. Doesn't matter which one, okay? That's why it says blue valve. I think that was a little bit confusing. When the yellow comes on, this will come on. It will latch it, okay? Let's run it, we'll see what happens. I start it. I'm not in run mode. I start it. I take it off. It stays on because the yellow has bypassed it because the yellow's on here, just like the memory did, okay? So instead of using a memory, I just use one of those outputs. Yeah. So this whole thing is just to stop someone holding the button in, okay?
Momentary switch.
Momentary switch. Momentary switches are good. Without a momentary switch, if we're to switch,
It's going to go on all the
that float switch is gonna come up, and as soon as you take a little bit of liquid out, the float switch drops, it's gonna turn back on again. It's never gonna stop. It's gonna go ch-ch-ch-ch. By using a momentary, it unsets it, it unlocks it, okay? Waits for someone to come and push it again. So yeah, I could have used maybe I should have used the M and I wouldn't have confused you. Sorry about that, but yeah. It's a latch. Latches it on, keeps it on. Let's look at the timer. Let's try and put a timer in. What do we need our timer? We want it to be 1 second, eh? And we decided the best thing to use would be this float switch. So let's put the float switch in and see if we can start a timer. I'm just going to write what I'm doing here. Timer to pause operation for 1 second. Yep. So I'm going to grab a timer here. Where's my timers? Parameter. That one there will do it. 1 second, I think. These are hard to fill in, eh? Delete, I think. 001. So the float switch, when that comes up, that starts the timer. I'm also going to start a 4 second timer. Hey, there's lots of ways of doing that. This is just how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a 4 second. This kind of makes sense to me doing it this way because I like timing diagrams. But let's have a look at it. So let's label this up. We'll label this one up. One second timer, 4 second timer, and I'm thinking if I do this, if I put these two timers here, and I put my mixer motor here, I don't know if this is going to work, I'm making up as I go, but I'm going to try. Mixer motor. And I'm going to say, I'm going to say not the 1 second and the 4 second, that should give me 3 seconds maybe. Let's find out. What I'm saying is both these timers will come on, and this one here will drop off, and then the 3 second will time on, okay? So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I think these two timers work. So I'll play around with them, I'll get them right. But let's try this first. Simulate. Where's my motor? Let's have a look. Run. Start it. Float switch comes up. There you go. Q1 came on and then off. Did that work? I think it worked. Can we look at that again?
Yeah.
Q1's my mixer motor, eh? So it should wait for 1 second and then come on for 3 seconds. Why don't I time this? We'll run that again. Here's my limit float switch. So if you watch Q1, yeah, that worked, eh? Bit hard to see, but I think it was off for 1 second and 1 second. Let's extend it so we can see it a bit better. It's just a bit hard to see. So I'm going to put it into edit and I'm going to make this 2 seconds. I hate this thing. 0, 0, 3. I'm going to make it 3 second pause, okay, so we can see it better. And I'm going to turn this one on to 6 seconds now.
1 pulse.
3 and 6. I think it was a bit hard to see. I think it's working. Okay. What I'm hoping will happen now is like this. That float switch comes on. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Does that make sense? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should drive my motor. So I've just started 2 timers when that float switch, just to trip 2 timers, a 3 second and a 6 second. And that gives me my motor on its own for 3 seconds, which is why I use the knot. Let's try it. I reckon it's going to work. Who reckons it's going to work? Run. Where's my stuff? Where are they all? I need these and I need these. Okay. So that's all going along, eh? That's working fine. And then we wait for the float switch to come up. The float switch swaps the paint, and then it waits 3 seconds, and then my motor comes on for 1, 2, 3, mixes it up. Beautiful. Okay? Let's talk about this code. Float switch, I picked 2 timers. Both these timers do this. They're both one-shot timers. The first timer does that, and the next timer does that. Okay? And I was interested in my motor coming on here. That's where I want my motor on, eh? Wait 3 seconds, come on for 3 seconds. So I said, not that and that. See, that's not, that's off and that, not and. So I put the not timer 1 and timer 2. By using the not, I can manipulate which one's on I want, okay? So not and. Not and, a nan.
About the float switch.
What's that?
Float switch. Should we use it as a momentary switch as well?
Yeah, the float switch, unfortunately, we're having to mimic it, eh? In real world, that would do it itself, but we're having to mimic it. We're going to have to push the button. Otherwise, we'll wait all day because it's not filling up here.
We can also put a timer for float switch.
So I've used the float switch to turn the timer on, yeah. But instead of having the float switch in a real tank, yeah, we don't need to have a float switch. Maybe we could have a timer, but I think in the real world, they'd have a float switch just in case the liquid got in a bit too fast, it might overflow. So I think a float switch is probably the safer thing, eh? So we'll just manually push it to get it moving, eh? Otherwise, so yeah, a float. Yeah. Yeah, they could ultrasonic sensors sometimes better. There's lots of different ways of doing it. Yeah, float switches can fall out. So we're happy with those 2 timers. We started 2 timers, and then this one dropped out, and that one stayed on. Write this up, have a play around with it. I'll put some notes here, and then I want you to think about the next thing. I reckon you should be able to do that because I reckon we've done this, we've done that, and we've got our mixer on for 3 seconds. We've got to do another wait. Have a think about that. Maybe put a 3rd timer in. Make this one 1 second longer, and then you can have your wait, can't you? And then open your output valve. So you could do all this with those timers, just put more and more timers, stack them up, eh? That might be a good way to do it. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, yeah. Start this one as a pulsing one. I'll turn the lights back on. Hey, there's no wrong or wrong. There's lots of different ways of doing it, eh? I'll put some notes in here so we know what we're doing. Let's change these numbers too, eh, so we can see it a bit better. Otherwise it's hard to see. Wait 3 seconds, okay? That's better. Otherwise you're not sure if it works. If I want to insert some more timers, I just go over here. I right click over here, insert line. And I can put some more timers in, I probably did that in the wrong spot. Maybe go here. Insert line, there you go. Insert line.
Where do you click to insert line?
I right click over and see where it says 006.
Oh, yeah.
I right click on there and it brings up insert or delete line. So I can chuck some lines in there.
Give some space, yeah.
Give myself some space, yeah. Because I've decided that I have to pause for another second, so I'm going to do... Let's change these pauses so we can see them better, eh? So wait 3 seconds, mix for 3 seconds, and then wait 3 seconds, okay? It's just easier to see in the code. Make that 3, it's easier to see. So I'm going to put a 9-second timer here.
So which function are you using for 9 seconds?
I'm going to use the one shot again. I like one shot. Yep. I'm going to use the one shot again. And I'm going to go there. On pulse. Just give me a 9-second. $900. It's no good. 3.
I'm not working that. I don't have like a month, like, because you know when you're like limited on time, it's like I can't do school, I'm work, I'm asleep, whatever you know. But it's about too much time, I'm like, I'll do school eventually. That will fuck well. It's like, it's not working good, it's like, well, shit.
It's going to wait 1 second.
How much was it coming off? Oh, yeah, it's all There was something interesting. Yes.
9 seconds. Wait 3 seconds. Mixer comes on for 3 seconds. Wait 3 seconds. Then my valve start. That's what I want to do. See if we can do that. My timers are doing this. Here's my timers.
Double click.
11. And then 13, 15. Nine and a half. Let's have a look at my timers.
Does the float like an actual just like a timer? Timer that goes on for like 30 seconds and that's it.
I think the float's just a
So what, you run the page and then you hit the float switch and then what, like that's when it's filling.
I'm going to put this the time. How's it getting on?
I've just got a question.
Yep.
Just wondering, so the float, is that a physical, like that's an actual switch we have?
Yeah, we can't get to it though. The water's going to come up and go.
Yeah.
So when we test our code, we'll wait all day. So we just click on it to pretend it's come up. Okay.
Yeah, so we're saying like, so let's see, like you turn on your green,
Yep.
your green going, and then when you hit float is when it's like filling and it stops.
No,
or-
you don't hit float at all because as a green, what happens?
Yeah.
If you hit the green button, the filling,
So we-
and then you just tap that float switch
Yeah.
because we've got to intervene. Otherwise, we'll wait all day because when they haven't got the float switch wired in. Okay.
Can we just chuck a timer in then? And call
Instead
it
of having the
float switch?
paint, if you want,
Yeah, so I can just add a timer. Call
you
it
can.
float
Yeah,
switch.
and call
So
that
every
the
time
float
I
switch.
turn it on, it'll go on for
For-
like 3 seconds and then cut
Yeah,
off.
maybe 5 seconds to fill up and then cut off. Yeah, if you like. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Or just tap the float switch, whatever you want. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna get this code going and then we'll talk about it. Then I'm gonna get a timer here. It's gonna be on a flashy one.
Just do the float switch is looking at the HD one. Right, he's just talking about that. You just do the we just repeat it. One orange.
So what's the 25? Is that 25 seconds?
I just want to make sure it works, then we'll talk about it. It's going to work. Should work. Let's have a look. Here's my...
So everything is just like a one shot, eh?
And then that comes on 3 seconds and mixes it up. Then we wait 3 seconds and it starts flashing. 1. Q5. Why didn't it turn off?
What's a flasher?
Just a pulsar. Boom, boom, boom. There's my mixer motor. I put the wrong type. 200. That's not going to work. Okay. Let's run this and we'll just check it and then we'll go over it. Run, 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 run. Start.
Flasher is an indicator, eh?
Yeah.
Just giving the signals.
3, 4. Stop. Cool. Okay, I'll do a diagram and we'll talk about. I might draw it here where it's a bit easier to see. No, I'll do it here bigger. Bigger, 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 bigger. I'll turn this lights on. We'll have a look at this timing diagram. I wrote a bit of code and we'll run through it. And it's just one way of doing it. Dink, dink, dink. I want those ones on the front on. So you can see that timing diagram. It's because the light's coming in there. I bet these blinds don't work though, eh? I don't think they've been shut in a long time. No, they're not going to work. Okay. Once that float switch happens, it says to pause for 3 seconds and then run our mixer motor for 3 seconds. Is that right? Everyone's happy with that, eh? So I put some times down here. Wait 3 seconds, run our mixer motor. Here's our mixer motor there on. And then it says to wait 3 more seconds. And then open the output valve, 2 seconds on, 2 seconds off, 2 seconds on. Do that 4 times. Do it 4 times, eh? 2 seconds each one. So I put that in here, I drew that here. 2, 2, 2, 2. These are coming on. I added all these up. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 comes to 14. So I made a timer out to here for 23 seconds, okay? First one I said is bring this on when it's here, which is not T1 and T2, not T1 and T2. That's what we did, eh? And it worked well. And then we wanted this one here to come on next, which is not T3 and T4, okay? So what I did with my code then is that the updated code? It is here. There's my 4 timers. And then I said not 3, not 9, not 12. And then I brought on a 2-second flasher. Beep, 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 beep. And I got that flasher, beep, 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 to do my valve. Okay, let's run it and we'll see what happens. So I reckon this is what we should see. We should see the things filling up and then our float switch. When I hit the float switch, we should see a 3-second wait. Then we should see our motor come on. Then we should see a 3-second wait, and then we should see 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses. If it's all going to plan.
Should that be normally closed? T5?
Yep, so one normally closed, one normally open. Let's try it. So I'm going to go to run. I'll bring these up. Here's my switch. I'll put that there so we can kind of see stuff. And here's my outputs. So to start it, that's working well, eh? So it's filling up now, yellow and blue. It's going to keep filling until the float switch, which is 5. Now it's going to wait 3 seconds. Motor comes on, stops, and then out.
Flash.
4 cans. Cool. It worked, eh? Yep. Nice. Okay. So what did we use? We used 4 timers, and I set up a timing diagram using 4 timers. 3 second, 6 second, 9 second, 25 seconds, okay? And then I used a 5th timer in the middle there, which is one of these special ones here, which I use TT5, which is one of these timers here. If we go into timers, or if I click on one of the, actually I'll just click on it, TT5, which is right here. You'll see that I selected one of these symmetrical ones. I just put 2 seconds in there, okay? Dum, 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 dum. And I just used that. And just pulled that in series with it and got the flashing.
That's 45-ish.
Yep. Hey, a better idea maybe could have used counters. But I had so many timers running, I just put a couple extra timers in. I could have used counters. There's no wrong or right way of doing it, but this seems to work all right. Yeah. And we got there. We got there. I want you guys to think about this. I want you guys to now, what's the code doing now? It's just sitting waiting, okay? It's got to the end, it's just waiting. It's waiting for the next command. Waiting. So the next command, person can go up, they can either push green, purple, or orange. So I want you guys to get a purple and orange button working as well, okay? Have a think about how you do that. We've got the green going. Would you write the whole code again? Maybe you could. Maybe just cut and paste that down and just change it slightly. Change the 2 valves. That would work. I think it's a cheating way of doing it. No, that would work. So you could cut and paste it 3 times, but you'd have a lot of code, eh? And you just change the 2 valves. That would work. Or you could have it so that it runs the same code, and depending on what button press, it would turn on different valves. Have a think about that. 2 ways of doing it. You could have some really tight code, or you could have some really long code. See if you can build a tight code. Build the long one first, get it going, and then see, and you'll see all the stuff repeating. You think, oh, maybe I could flip. Yeah, that's your challenge. Or if you like, don't use timers, use counters. I didn't use counters, I used timers. Counter might have been a better way to do a counter. How'd you get on? You were getting close, eh?
I don't know.
You done a different way, eh? I know you got 2 of them valve output.
Like around it, I press like I5 is the flow switch.
Yeah.
So I press it. Get on a motor.
Nice.
And this one off.
Yeah.
21
cool.
seconds. Right?
21. Okay, so you caught the other edge of it. Yeah.
But this one is keep opening is at 5, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got that going forever, eh?
Oh, okay.
That one. This one here.
Yeah,
That's good. You've used a set reset one.
Yeah, this.
So if you have a look at it, you've used this one here. It's got a set and a reset. So it needs a reset, it'll keep going until it resets.
Okay.
But sometimes we do that. I write code and I just have all these right at the top of my code and I just have them running forever. And when I want one, I just pull it down and put it in the code. And it's just there pulsing, okay, rather than start it each time. Or that one there, I started and stopped it. Lots of ways of doing it. You don't have a different way. That's good.
So this one is correct? Or?
Yep, it works.
Okay.
If it works, it's correct. Yeah. Hey.
You want simplify.
Yeah.
I also want to ask, like, I got the 3 button, right?
So you've got green button and then you've got a latch. Yep, that's good.
But like,
Oh, you got purple. So this time here, and you got valve and then this one here, and then okay.
but this one, like, we can only push one. So
Yeah.
I just copy it here.
That's a good way of doing it. But what I would do here is
But when I run it, it's not light. It's not on.
oh, okay.
Like I press I1.
Yeah.
So I press I1 is only this one on. Like I2 is only these two, I3. So it's only the copy one is on.
But not that one. Why doesn't that one work? I1.
Yeah, because I just copied for these two. This is
Q6, Q7.
the red one. Oh no, the yellow one.
Q6, Q7, Q8.
Yeah, this one is latch.
Yeah, latch. Red, yellow, red, blue, blue, yellow. Red, blue, purple.
Yeah, if I
Why?
do
What's
copy,
different?
if I do copy, it
Yeah.
didn't light on.
Oh, I know what's going on.
So like
I'll
this
tell you what it is. Zillow only ever wants to see you use the output once. With Zillow, you should only use the output once. Blue, doesn't like it. Yellow, doesn't like it. Red,
so only
red.
one output.
Yeah, so what you should do here is go like this. Delete. Where's delete?
Next.
Delete. Go down here. Delete. Delete. It's going to be, what's that called? Purple.
Like you actually install your program to run an IO board.
Nice. And then the last one.
So I don't need to put the
Yeah, turn these on. All right, go to the bottom of your code. Grab the 3 yellows. Yeah, grab M1. Put it down here. Grab M2. Grab M3. Okay. M1. Green paint is blue and yellow. Put blue and yellow on it. Blue output. And blue and yellow. Okay. Right. What's purple? I'll put the red as well. Take that link off there. We're going to do it with some logic. Okay, so blue is green.
plus yellow.
Oh, we're doing it the wrong way around. These are blue and yellow. So when green comes on, we want blue and yellow. That's right, eh? Yeah. Okay. When purple comes on, what do we want?
Blue and red.
How do we do that? Blue and red. But that brings yellow on as well, eh? See what we're trying to do? We've got to do some logic here. So
We can't do anymore.
we're doing this wrong. Okay. Take those out. Put the blue one there.
Blue.
Okay. Has green got blue in it?
No. Green is. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Blue
put,
and red.
yeah, put the green there. Put the line. Okay. Has purple got blue in it?
Yep.
Okay. Put a line. No. Put it up here. Put it there.
It was like this.
Oh, no, we want some space between them. Blue. And then, has orange got blue in it?
No.
No? Okay, so Put your next valve in. Red.
Then orange, and purple.
So that goes that way. But that brings them all on together again. Okay. And
Alright. Oh,
and then yellow. Which ones turn that on?
green and orange.
Is that right? That should work, eh?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, let's try. So, okay, first one is the green. Green and yellow.
Yeah. Blue and yellow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's working fine, eh?
Yeah.
See how the light, we've only got one output and we pull it down and we do it that way. Maybe we could do that up there. I don't know. I think it's better to do it down here.
Yeah. Visualize.
Yeah, visualize it better. Yeah, you can see the logic there. Yes. So what was going wrong was the first time is Zelo only wants to ever see the output only once.
Yes.
Inputs plenty of times, but only ever one output. But otherwise, you could give it two different commands, and it doesn't know what you want to do because you could be telling it to turn on, and another line you could be telling it to turn off, and it's just like, what do you want me to do? Which is what was happening, which is why it was But this is more clear. You're only using the output once. Yeah. So we use a memory, and then we bring it down there. Good stuff.
Thank you.
How you guys getting on? Is this making kind of sense, or stacking up the timers and using the logic? Does it make sense what we're doing? Putting them in, the knots and the, yep.
So you said about that not 3 seconds timer?
Have a look, come up and show me. I can't quite see from here. Have I used the wrong one there? I used not 3 seconds and 6. Oh, how do we set it to a knot?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll show you. You just set it as a 3. We're about to say you? You're here, eh? There, okay. So you got, and then if you right click on it, normally open, go normally close.
Oh, that's it?
Easy. Now it's not, yeah. Yep.
I got a lot to catch up because
That's
this is
right.
my 5th paper.
Okay.
I applied about
doing lots of things, eh?
yeah, about 4th week.
Yep.
So
Oh, so it's first week here, eh?
yeah.
Okay.
So I got it pretty.
Oh, you're right. You're
last
grabbing.
week was the first.
Okay, but you're grabbing it pretty quick, eh? You're asking the right question, so that's good. Yeah. Okay. All coming together, guys? Is it making sense what's going on with the timers? Yep.
I did mine like this,
That's a good way of doing it. Yeah.
but when I'm trying to turn on the sequence,
Yeah.
I think it's not also. So if I on my switches here, this one, then yeah, it stops there. Is it because I need a? I have to put a time for this one.
So take that off. Just click it once. So you click it on.
Oh, momentary, right? I should
Yeah.
press this.
Yeah, and it doesn't stay on. And I'll tell you why that is. We'll all talk about it because everyone's probably got making the same mistake. I'll draw it up and I'll show you what the problem is. Let's draw it and we'll talk about it. I'll put them in here. I'll do exactly what you've done and we'll all talk about it together. Because that is exactly how I would have done it.
Should I include a stop time?
I think you'll see in a second. I'm going to go like this. If I go like this,
Yeah, just copy it.
copy, paste, paste, change them out, eh? Yellow, and then this is going to be, what's this button? We want this to be the next one down, which is purple, is that right?
Yeah.
And then the last one we want is orange. No, I should have put that higher up. Last one I want is orange button. Orange button. Okay, and then I use yellow valve. So green is yellow and blue. Purple is red and blue, eh?
Yeah, red and blue.
And orange is yellow and red. So I've got to change this one, eh? Red. Come on. Why won't it do it? What am I doing wrong? I want that one there to be red. What am I doing wrong?
I just copied. I just copied that and pasted that.
Okay.
It would be better.
So yellow, blue, yellow, red. Stop, stop. We've got orange. This one needs to be yellow, that's all right. Blue, this one needs to be blue. We can't have yellow there, that won't work.
Just copy and paste that.
I will go
Yeah, blue.
blue. Let's talk about the simple solution is to do this. Just take that one line, copy and paste it 3 times, and just change out the colours, okay? But there's a problem with doing this. So the second line we're using our purple button. So we want to bring on red and blue. And the third line is we use our orange button. So we bring on yellow and red. And everything else below just stays the same, eh? The rest of the system doesn't care what paint's going in. It does its time as it mixes it. Any PLC only allows you to use the output once, okay? So this has caused a problem. When you run this, some of you guys probably put together if it's not running properly. The problem is the PLC sees it using here. It sees blue valve there and it sees blue valve here. It sees it twice. So it will run through a scan very, very quickly, and one line will be telling it to do one, and then it'll just go down, the next line's telling it to do something else, okay? You want me on, you want me off. You want me on, what do you want me to do, okay? So I only should ever use an output once. Does that make sense? So we cut and paste those down. So instead of that, what I'll do, I'll show you what the fix is we use some M's.
Memory,
We use some memories, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 out. I'm going to delete it. And, oh, not both of them.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah. Take this out. And I'm going to call this, I'll take them both out actually. Take them both out, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm just going to call this memory 1, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call this green paint. And I'm going to make this latch over here. So I'm not calling up some outputs. I'm calling up a memory. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to call this purple and blue purple paint.
So the memory actually remembers everything, right?
Yep, and I'm going to call this purple paint. And I'll get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. And I don't need that. And I'll turn that envelope on. And I've got to latch it with this. So I put my latch back in here, eh? And then the last one is orange and yellow make, makes orange paint. So I take this out, put in orange paint. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that.
Get rid of that and put my latch using my memory now. Orange paint. There's my 3 paints now. I'm not using any of the outputs, I'm using memories. And I'm going to go right down the bottom here and I'm going to put my valves in here, which were red. And what else was there? Blue and yellow. So I'm only using them once now, red, blue and yellow. What's going on here? Okay. So orange paint. I'll start with orange paint. Orange paint turns on what? Red.
Red and yellow.
And yellow. So I'll shift yellow up, eh? Okay, what about green?
Blue and yellow.
Okay, so green paint is here.
Blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow. That turns on all 3 though, eh?
Turns on the 3.
I don't want all 3, I just want 2.
Maybe other side?
What's that?
This side? You can connect this side?
I can go here. And here I put not green. Can I do that? Will that work? Will that work? That works, eh? Yep. And what's the last one we got? Purple. What does purple turn on? What do I need for purple? Purple I need red and blue, eh? So I go blue. I'm going to put purple, I need blue, and I need, what else do I need? Red. How do I do this? I'm doing something wrong. Shouldn't be this hard. What's an easier way of doing it, guys?
Separate the colors.
Separate the colours out further?
Yeah.
I want to do it this way. I want to do it a different way. Have a think of this. Okay, what turns on red? Orange. What else has got red in it? Purple.
Red. Purple, blue and red. Yeah, they both should open at the same time.
Okay, what turns on yellow? What do we need yellow? Orange.
Orange and red.
That's what I was doing wrong. Orange and
red.
Orange paint and red. Where's... No, orange and what else turns on yellow? Orange and... What else has got yellow in it?
That's the output.
Green. Green's the other one, eh? Green, I need some yellow. and I need some, and this last one I need, what do I need? For blue, I need green. Green needs a bit of blue. And purple needs a bit of blue, I think. That's a better way of doing it, eh? So this is what happens. I turn on orange, turns on that one and that one, which gives me yellow and red. That's right, eh? I turn on purple, turns on red and blue, and I turn on green and it turns on yellow and blue. That'll work, eh? Yeah. So I went up to the top, I just called in the paint, and I came down here and I just had 3 outputs because we can only use the output ones, and I just selected which ones to turn on. And I can give it. So just to recap, just to scroll back up, this gives me my mixing. I'm only ever turning on 2 different ones. And if I scroll back up here, you'll see that I just called these green, purple, and orange. And I go down here, and green, purple, and orange gives me my mixes down there. So I only use the valves once, which is why we're having the problem, eh? That will solve that problem of using multiple outputs. Orange and purple both need red valve on. Orange and green both need yellow valve on. Green and purple both need blue. Yeah, that'll work. So we select the colour at the top and we come down and we screw it on the valves. So if we won't run this whole thing now, we should be able to select, we go right up to the top here and run it. We should have had the whole thing solved. Simulate what's going on, run. So I can now pick green, purple or orange, and they are, let's pick this one here, purple. So it's turned on, it's filling up the red, and it's filling up, what's that one? Blue. Q3, it's filling up the blue as well, okay? So red and blue are filling up because we picked purple, and it's going to fill up until I push I5. I5. Okay, let's try this button here, which I think is, why'd that come on? Oh, it's still doing its motor output. We'll let it stop and then we'll select the next one. 4 cans, done. Okay, let's pick the next one, which is I2. I thought we just had that one. That's not working, eh? I've got to reset my timer. And show you what's wrong. Is once I use this timer here once, which is my flashy one, I've got to reset it. One of the timers is still going.
Should it be one shot?
Yeah. Do one shot, one shot, one shot. Control, hold down. I think that's the one there I've got to reset, eh? T5. T5. T5, 2 second flasher. Got to put a reset in for this, I'm pretty sure. I can't tell, one of them's not turning off. Three, 4, 5. No, they reset. What happened was I pushed the button too early, that's all it was, okay? All my timers have reset. So it should be all go. Should be working. Should be working. I want you guys to look at putting a counter in now. I want you to count the 4 cans, okay? After it's done the 4 cans, and then I want you to restart it. Can you do that? Have a think about that. I'm making this up as I go, but I'm just trying to think, okay? I was just thinking, the guy sitting there, he's done his 4 cans, he's put them in his box. Does he want to go back and push the button? Maybe you could have it so that it picks the next color, or no, just so it restarts, okay? Restarts. See if you can put a restart in it, so it just keeps going. Keeps going, keeps going. And then when he's had enough, he can stop. So you can just keep working away. Get the most out of your workers. You don't want them moving, okay? Have a think about that. We'll just spend 10 minutes looking at that. And I shall turn those lights back on. Do you prefer the lights off or on, guys? Off? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave the lights off. So restart. We're down here. I'll rub that off. Four counts and then restart. You could put another timer on here, but I want you to try and use the counter this time, okay? So you can put a counter in. Then restart. I'll stop that. You see it better then, eh? No, don't do a restart. It's too hard. I want you to do this. And just keep repeating. So I wanted to keep repeating that, okay? So he fills up his box, he can put it aside, he can grab another one, and he can start doing it, okay? It just keeps repeating till he runs out of paint. Restart's too hard because we need a memory feature. So see if you can put that on the bottom. See if you can keep going. Keep going.
我觉得太麻烦了，直接用那个 scroll straight。不然这4个 timer 就是4秒，就是你 mix 完之后要等3秒，7秒。对，本来也是4秒，7秒之后。就给它开，7秒就开。
Boom, boom, push, 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 push. 1 or 2 second interval. I'll save this, and I'll put it up on Moodle, this bit of code, if you want. And then you guys can look and play around with it if you want. So I'll do a save, and oh, I don't know how to do this. And Moodle, the Zelo files there if you guys wanted to have it and download and play around with it, okay? I'll put it up there on Moodle so you can do some changes and add to it, and it's got some good structure there that you can reuse. And while I got Moodle open, just a reminder, assessment's available now, okay? So you can start on that assessment and you got till midnight to do it on the 5 languages, okay?
FPD.
Oh, not tonight, midnight on Sunday. Sunday night, yeah. Sorry?
FPD letter.
Yeah, letter, and yeah. Just do a bit of research and just fill out the form, okay? And I'll hopefully get that marked up by the time we're together next time, okay?
That's it. Okay, cool.
I'm just scared I'm going to look on